If you've been living under a rock, the government, led by the Trump administration, has decided to close Job Corps. And some of you don't know what Job Corps is, so roll a clip.
This is where it all begins. The learning, the training, the skills you need today to build your tomorrow. With 100 plus training areas available in 10 highly sought after fields, Job Corps will train you to excel in a meaningful career. And with over 120 campuses across the nation, a brighter future is closer than you think. Enroll today and get started on your tomorrow. Job Corps. Careers begin here.
Job Corps is a free program from the United States Department of Labor. It's made for young people ages 16 to 24 who want to get a GED, learn a trade, or find a good job without going into debt. The beautiful thing about this program is if you find a job making good money, not only can you pay the government back through the taxes it's going to collect from your salary, but you're also less likely to need government assistance if you already have a good job. So while you're at Job Corps, they give you housing, they feed you, you get hands-on training in stuff like welding, carpentry, CNA, IT, barbering, all that. And it's supposed to be a second chance for people who didn't have one the first time. To get into this program, you need to meet the age requirement, be low income, and meet these basic things. You know, U.S. citizen, you can't be in trouble for serious crimes because they check backgrounds. So if you're not in school, can't find a job, or just trying to start over, this program is technically for you. But that's the problem. Our government, run by the rich, don't want to help you because even the way they closed the program was cruel.
They had us go to the rec at about 1:30 and they broke the news to us and they had us go to the dorms, pack our stuff.
The staff on site would not say a word to us, but sources tell us it was shut down after recent cuts at the Department of Labor, which oversees the program.
I didn't want him to be a statistic, so I wanted him to be focused and get his education.
16-year-old Carlton Davis lived here and his mom recently lost their house, and there's more.
I have breast cancer surgery next week, so now I'm debating having my surgery canceled so I can make sure my son is okay.
I'm livid. I am livid. I cannot believe this.
Community activist Pastor Mo trying to help out here after getting calls from frantic mothers. He's worried about the short and long-term solutions for these kids.
The ones who are trying to get it right. This is why I'm so pissed off. These are not kids are in a youth home who got caught in a crime. These are kids who are trying to avoid getting caught in a crime.
We're going backwards, y'all, and it's so disappointing. And the sad part about it is we have people on the internet defending cutting this program.
You're saying Job Corps has a 38.6% graduation rate, so it's a waste of money. The average community college has a graduation rate of like 34% over 3 years and 28% over 4 years. Mind you, these are institutions that offer 2-year degrees. So Job Corps was cheaper, more effective, and more accessible than your average community college, especially to like a homeless teen. Tell me again how it's a waste of money.
And the sad part is people will cite the graduation rate as if most of these people who participated in Job Corps didn't drop out of high school, and they've been closing trade schools since I was in high school. So let me get this straight. In this country, land of the free, place of all of these opportunities, unless you're poor. If I'm young and poor, these are my options. Go to college and get into a massive amount of student loan debt. Or now I can work a low-wage job for the rest of my life. Or I can commit crime or join the army, because I know that's really what they want us young poor people to do.
It's crazy how they got rid of Job Corps and then immediately opened up more listings for military recruitment positions. That's really, really interesting because I'm not going to lie. It sounds like something the government would do. they would take away the funding for, self-sufficiency for young adults, because that's what Job Corps was, basically to teach young adults how to acquire skills, trades, certifications, degrees, diplomas, things of that nature, and force them into a route of either possibly unemployment, likelihood of getting into trouble, crime, or joining the military. Yeah, that's not weird at all. Like I said, I just think that's kind of strange how the timing works with that. Job Corps was literally, like I said, something that a lot of people have used to become nurses, CNAs, truck drivers,
And tons of people notice this. I'm not the only creator.
Let's just call it what it is, okay? They're closing Job Corps because they want young adults who don't come from money to either join the military, go into crime so that they can go into prison where they can be worked for free under the 13th Amendment, or if neither of those, be so desperate that they take terrible jobs with terrible wages and no worker protections and have a massive fear of organizing. Like, I don't really see what else the option could be, because Job Corps is not a huge drain on the U.S. budget. It's like a drop inside of a drop inside of a drop inside of the bucket. It's tiny, and it's about as much of a net good of a social program as you can imagine. Job Corps' number one function is to ensure that people who come from certain zip codes and from households with a certain income don't end up on government benefits later. It's like how the number is something like, for every dollar that we spend with the IRS, we get like $6 back. Like, I would be surprised if Job Corps is not similar in terms of the ROI. This is done for nothing more than cruelty and ripping the rug out from underneath hard-working kids. This is evil.
In the fiscal year of 2025, Job Corps' program is projected to cost taxpayers approximately $1.7 billion. Notice Fox News put those numbers to the front because they seem huge, but they're really not. They also talk about it costing the average student $155,000 to graduate, which seems a bit high, but you also have to realize they're paying for room and board, for these kids' food, medical and dental care, transportation assistance, the GED program, mental health and behavioral support, career counseling, and job planning. Not to mention learning how to drive a truck or weld something is very expensive. But doing nothing is also expensive. 1 year of incarceration costs taxpayers $30,000 to $60,000. Juvenile detention per youth is $100,000. Foster care is $40,000 per child. Homelessness is $35,000 a year. So while these 2 years could change someone's life forever, doing nothing is also very expensive. And the most interesting thing is they put the $1.7 billion right in the headline, as if the United States doesn't spend $6.4 trillion a year. We spend $850 billion on military alone. So $1.7 billion is 0.02% of the total budget. And to put it in numbers that we understand, that means if you made $100,000 a year, that would be equivalent to you spending $26. And I promise you, you won't get rich saving $26 a year. I can't even get a haircut for $26. Mine costs $50. So $1.7 billion sounds like a lot of money to us because we are not billionaires, but it's merely a drop in the bucket for the United States budget. This program had so much potential, but they let it go to trash. You got kids in there just trying to survive, and instead of support, they getting bed bugs, bad food, and attitudes from the staff. It's underfunded, the dorms are run down, there's no structure, no real mental health help, and too many folks treated like a trap house with career goals. And y'all expect people to thrive in that? Man, please, I'll let a Job Corps alumni speak on this.
All right, so I just heard the news. Donald Trump's going after Job Corps, shutting down Job Corps nationwide that work with contractors, I guess, affecting the lives of tens of thousands of fucking students. And I just got to start off saying, I'm a Job Corps success story. I went to Job Corps. If it wasn't for Job Corps, I don't know where the fuck I would be, because I had no fucking skills coming out of high school. I had a high school diploma and no social skills and nothing. I had fucking nothing. I grew up in a low income neighborhood. All my friends were fucking lame except for one who talked about wanting to go to Job Corps. He showed me a pamphlet And I was like, fuck it, I'll fucking sign up. Went into it, and here I am today, 15 years fucking later, with a really good fucking high paying job. I came out of that. My brothers also went into it, and now my brother's a union electrician. I'm a union diesel mechanic. That program has saved the lives of tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of Americans since the fucking 60s, dude. Now look, there's no apprenticeships anymore. So Job Corps for a lot of people was the only way you could get training in any fucking trades in America. Outside of that, you have to go into fucking debt to do a lot of fucking things. We're gonna throw a lot of fake numbers out there, but Job Corps was such a good investment into the American public. They're gonna say, oh, it's a waste of taxpayer money. We use this amount of money for this person. Oh, it's like $80,000 over the course of a year to have this person in this program. This program is strictly for low income families. That's it. So all these kids that are going into this program are learning trades that will be making them a lot of fucking money in the future, which means they will be paying a lot of money in taxes, which means it's a good fucking investment. The country's gonna get way more back from these kids than they would have if they were just fucking bums or working shitty McDonald's jobs or whatever. And right now, I really feel for the kids who are about to be kicked out of these programs, because for a lot of people I know, because a lot of people I knew in Job Corps will be homeless. They don't have families to go back to. They don't have anywhere to go to. That was their housing while they learned how to do their trade, because Job Corps housed all their students. So these people are being kicked out onto the fucking streets. You know what the most frustrating part is? I put this in my fucking Facebook page today and saying like, hey, this is happening. And the conservative members of that page came in and said, we don't really need the program. It costs too much money. And nothing in life is really free. Oh, it's only happening to like certain Job Corps and not these ones over here. Bro, that's like half the fucking Job Corps. And honestly, yeah, they're all pull up the fucking ladder conservatives. Every goddamn one of them. They got theirs. Fuck all the future people. Fuck, I hate these goddamn idiots.
This whole situation is sad, and let's be honest, y'all, most people don't look like that alumni. So I'm glad he's speaking on it, but I just think if Job Corps was for rich suburban teens, it'd be a private campus with Chick-fil-A in the cafeteria and Tesla chargers in the lots. But because it's for low-income black and brown kids, it's underfunded, under-monitored, and swept under the rug. This country keeps acting shocked when young people turn to the streets, crime, or give up completely, but then they destroy the very programs that were meant to prevent all of that. We've got trillions for war, billion-dollar prisons, and student loan bailouts for Ivy League, but the best they can give Job Corps is a new vending machine and a "we're working on it" email. Miss me with that. Y'all are playing with these people's lives, and it's sad, especially for the people who don't have any other options and still have to pay their bills. And if that's you, check out this video called "How to Quit Your Job and Still Pay the Bills." I'm out.